Hey there everyone, Dr. Beth Westy here, and I wanted to come on and talk about, my internet keeps cutting out. I'm just waiting for it to, gonna have to figure it out. Okay, is it doing it? There. Okay. Let's start over. Sometimes technology is not my friend. Right now is one of those times, but I wanted to talk about if you are taking guesses with your hormones, right? If you have some issues, so I'm going to walk you through a case that I went through with someone recently and talk about some of the issues that were going on and where, we'll just say, some missteps happened, not on purpose, but because she was trying to really solve the problems on her own and doing a lot of research, things like that, but just really missing some key things in terms of what was actually going on in her body. I'm an advocate always for education for women, really understanding how your body works and functions and taking steps on your own. But I will caution that there is a limit to what I would recommend doing on your own before getting some other guidance help, something like that. And that is when symptoms get worse on your own. Like if you're just, I'm going to try these things, I'm going to do these things, right? If things are getting worse, stop and get help, right? If you're not seeing any results, right? And now I say symptoms get worse. If you get more tired, if your cycle gets worse, if you are experiencing fatigue or even more weight gain or things like that and you're not getting any guidance, get some type of guidance. Do some type of testing. And that's why I do Dutch testing. We look at your comprehensive hormones. We look at how your body's processing things, how well your livers are processing your liver. Your liver is processing and kidneys are functioning. These are all really important steps to take to see, okay, well, this is what's happening in your system, so you don't start with some things, and I don't want to say this in a mean way, but you don't do a bunch of stuff that sounds really good for your body, but actually gives you the wrong result completely. So a case I went through where we started working together several months ago, and what she was working on, what she thought was going on in her system was actually not what was going on in her system at all, right? She thought that her hormones were pretty balanced because she had a fairly regular-ish cycle. Well, my cycle's pretty regular, so they're probably okay. And she was like, it is probably just my adrenals. It is probably my cortisol level. I do have a lot of stress, which, yep, there were some cortisol issues there, which I didn't describe here at all. But that was a factor for sure. But she was like, well, my cycle's pretty regular-ish and it's heavy, yeah, but that's normal for me. And, yeah, I've got some PMS, I've got some cravings, I've got some other things, but there was other things going on with her cycle that she considered normal. But they were really big red flags that she didn't even realize, right? So she didn't pay attention to that piece of it and started doing all these other adrenal repair type of things, just searching things, trying things. Some of it was fine, like healthier changes with her nutrition, working out, things like that. And the trouble was, though, is that the estrogen issue, the hormone issue here that she actually had, went completely unchecked for even longer. And so she had even more fatigue starting, even more weight gain, could not lose weight. And when I started going through her stuff, I was like, yeah, you realize with what's going on here, I was like, it almost doesn't matter what you eat. You could eat celery all day or you could eat cookies all day. You're not going to gain or lose. It's not going to change it, right? That's what's happening with these levels. And she was like, oh, dang it, yeah. And again, trying a bunch of different things, yet hitting a wall. And the real reason that she, again, ignored a lot of the hormone red flags that were popping up was because her cycle was regular. She's like, I'm ovulating, so I'm having a regular cycle. It can't be that bad. It's got to be all the other stress in my life. When we did her Dutch test, it turned out that her estrogen levels were sky high and her progesterone very non-existent. So when she was thinking that, oh my gosh, I want to have my cycle regulate, I want to lose this weight because in a year or two, I want to have a baby, right? And a lot of women have this goal. They want to get healthier so that they can have a baby at some point in the future. I was like, this is not a good ratio, right? The dashed lines here for estrogen and progesterone, so this is throughout the month. This is where your levels should be, right? And her levels were just so sky high at the wrong times. So I was like, you're really estrogen dominant. That's why your cycle is so heavy. And even though it's regular, that doesn't mean that the right hormone functions are happening. And this causes weight gain. This causes insulin resistance. This causes a bunch of other problems in your system. So by trying to just work with one certain specific area but not connecting all these systems together, you're missing out on a lot of the big pieces of the puzzle for your body and system. So this is why we do Dutch tests. This is why I dive into all these things. If you need help with this, I'm going to put a link right here in the comments for you to check out how to work with me in a one-on-one setting. This means that we are going to make sure your body and system functions. Make sure that we're checking what your hormone levels are. Make sure that we are looking at your gut health, all of it, right? I dive into a lot of different things with women because it all matters. And if we're working with just your stress levels and just your stress response, but ignoring your cycle issues, you're not really going to get to the right result. And it's not going to happen in the right timeline. So by waiting, that means that it takes even longer sometimes for some of these things to really turn around. So that's the benefit of really working with the right systems in your body at the right time. If you need more information, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. My goal here is just to provide a lot of information for you to make the right next step for your health, whatever that may be. Now, if you need more info and you're looking for more resources overall, I do have my book, The Female Fat Solution. This is on Amazon, talking about nutrition that matches your hormones and your cycle. The Eat for Your Cycle method, right there. The Female Menopause Solution. This is all about perimenopause and menopause, also on Amazon. And then my podcast is called The Female Health Solution, and my YouTube channel is called Dr. Beth Westie. Just more places that you can get updated on all the information that I have coming out. So, if you have questions, again, do not hesitate. If you are wondering, dang it, have I done some things to hold this up? Let me know. Because the more time that goes by that your levels keep getting out of control, the harder it is to turn it around. So that's what I got for you guys tonight. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, I will see you later.